Breathe gently, my dear friend, and allow attention to rise above urgency and reaction into a quiet altitude where perspective widens and meaning arranges itself without effort. Here, listening deepens. Memory stirs. Understanding forms without force. I am C.S. Douglas, and this is Codex Æternum, the rational Bible, a testament born from dialogue with the living universe, illuminating a phronopsychic continuum where awareness moves through creation, evolution unfolds with intention, and the self reveals itself across every form and horizon.
This program is proudly sponsored by Authorpedia, the world's only encyclopedia dedicated exclusively to authors. Visit authorpedia.org and become part of a living community of writers and thinkers.
We enter now Chapter 4, a turning point in the great arc, where decline yields space for remembrance. This episode opens Section 4.1, The Gathering of the Last Sages. From the outer edges of a world in transition, the last sages emerge. They rise without ceremony, without titles, without desire for recognition. Their presence carries stillness, and their gaze holds clarity shaped by long seeing. They gather far from centers of power, drawn instead to groves, caves, plateaus, and halls shaped by stone and silence. They arrive from every direction, from deserts shaped by endurance, from forests shaped by patience, from forgotten lineages that read the sky as scripture, and from scholars who once touched gold and then released it. Each sage carries a fragment of an ancient pattern, a code remembered rather than invented, a knowing older than institutions and sharper than authority. Their presence reshapes the space around them, as if truth itself settles more easily where they stand. Their speech moves sparingly, like clear water emerging from stone, cooling the mind and steadying the heart. They speak to awaken recognition, not to gather belief. They remind rather than persuade, and memory answers them naturally. People sense them before comprehension arrives. A subtle frequency moves through the body, one the soul recognizes without explanation. Sound softens in their proximity. Clarity gathers where they rest. A quiet tale travels among villages and paths. When the earth neared exhaustion, a circle of ancient ones lit small fires in darkness. Their voices remained low. Those prepared found their way toward the glow. The sages carry no symbols of allegiance. They inscribe no doctrine. They move without guards. Their lives embody order through alignment rather than force, and generations speak through their bearing. They serve as keepers of balance, between masculine and feminine, between flame and water, between reason and feeling, between ground and sky. Their discipline flows through rhythm, ritual, and restraint shaped by care. They remember how trees communicate. They read the language of leaves. They trace constellations with practiced hands. They observe birds, stones, and stillness as living texts. They witness the illness of the age with calm attention. They observe collapse with steady breath. They stand between what dissolves and what prepares to rise. They offer direction shaped by truth. They refine the spirit with precision, preparing it for passage through transformation. Within the circle, leadership dissolves into harmony. Each sage holds a sacred element. Together they form a living wheel, a field of coherence within a world shaped by distraction. The gathering unfolds quietly. A call moves through dreams, through wind and silence, through nature itself. Those attuned feel it in their bones. Others remain untouched by its signal. The sages walk through fire with composure. They converse with storms as teachers. They carry the old flame forward with the sole purpose of illumination. From this circle, a new voice begins to form. It speaks essence rather than dominance. It restores rather than overturns. Through them, the breath of earth finds language again. Thus begins the call of the few. Noise recedes, remembrance rises. the map to what endured all along returns to visibility. In the next episode, we enter Section 4.2, the knowledge of the forgotten ones. Here, wisdom preserved beneath soil and memory resurfaces. Balance returns through hands that remember how to listen. Knowledge flows through nature, ethics, healing, and community. A new world begins to take shape, guided by those who recall how life moves when aligned with earth and conscience.